So it's not just about you uploading the data, we also do analytics, we do cleaning for it, and then we really make sure that the data is ready.
And the fact that waste might be in volumes, might be in weight, so you have to convert with densities, find emission factors, there's a different chain of calculations that need to be done before producing those insights. Welcome back to NetNada product updates.
That's right.
I'm Afonso, this is Bala, I'm one of the co-founders, and Bala is one of our engineers. And we take this time to take you behind the scenes on how we build, what we build and why we build it.
Yeah.
A bit of demoing and just going over what is happening in terms of sustainability software and then in how we're helping our clients.
Yeah, and this sprint is like very exciting because we did a lot of...
They're all exciting.
I mean, yes, in relative scale, you know, there's always, it's always relative. But yeah, a lot of like new updates that's really important, especially now because companies are going to be reporting and like people are in the final stretch. And it's like, yeah, we built a lot of stuff that helps them do that.
Awesome. So one big thing that we've worked was on our instant reporting. So NetNada, you'd always been able to download the information, request reports, but now we're trying to give you the confidence of extracting Word versions that you can edit later, or you can edit within the app, PDF versions that is actually based on your information. So the metadata is coming straight from our database, from things that you've uploaded, and makes the process way more seamless.
Exactly.
I'd love you to show you a bit more behind the scenes, how it works. This tool this feature was mainly led by Carlos, of course with the help of the whole team, but happy for you to take the reins and show.
No, of course. Carlos has done a really, really good job in this whole feature, and it is worth mentioning that this is not an integration or anything of sorts. It's something that's we've built inside NetNada OS, and this is again a reason to justify why we are an operating system. So reports section is something that lives in your sidebar where you can cut. This is given that you have uploaded all the data that you have and we have calculated, you can see the graphs, you can see all the information in dashboards, which initially, like you said, you have to like take it outside the app to build a report and then submit. And it requires teamwork, it requires a lot of effort for you to do. But now you can just click on creating your first report, name it, whatever you want to name it, and you can choose the time frame the report should cover. For example, you can choose the existing reporting period, or you can choose custom dates if you work differently. I'm just going to go with existing reporting periods for now. And we have, so let's rename it to 25 so that we can be factually correct with the report. And you have options now for NetNada to create a full carbon report or an executive summary, which, as the name summarizes, like it's more targeted towards people who are not really looking deep into the data, but more so on like want to know an update on, like maybe you can...
So like the consolidation of the information without much description. Yeah.
Exactly. So maybe a higher level executive would want a different type of report. So you have the option to that. And then we have a waste report, which digs deep into your waste data, right?
It's really interesting as well, the fact that, the reports are going they're going beyond emissions as we adding things like waste. We have like, flights, work from home, like all this activity data, one just on the electricity, because there's way more than just looking at the emissions when you look building an operating system, that you want insights on different things at different times.
Exactly.
So that's super cool.
We've laid the foundation for this to like the list to keep growing. So for now, let's look at a full carbon report for this company. So once you click generate, you're pretty much done, actually. So it automatically takes the company information, what the report is about, and it's extracting all this data that you see and doing all the graphs. It's all your data. It's all the company's data, and it's it's ready to go, basically. Yeah. So all you have to do now is you can edit and you can interact with different sections of this report, and also really just go in and edit the report itself.
And I think that's super powerful is the fact that before teams had to take it outside and lose the data trail of what they were doing.
That's right.
And now they can come in here and actually collaborate on the parts that are like verbose and text written and strategy without losing things that need to be audited. In this case, they don't have to potentially make a mistake or add then an extra step for people to review what the information was, but instead they collaborate in here. And I think the difference between being outside and inside platform is once you export this version, right?
Yeah.
And you can of course do the Word version and edit later for more, functionalities and changing designs, etc.
Yeah.
But at that point in time, what you have is what you've inputted, and the audit trail is the same. And I think that's a time saver and also building trust as a sustainability manager when you're reporting back into the team.
That's right. So you can see the version history over here and whatever edits that I've done, and I can save the draft, and like someone else can jump on this and work. All that history is always going to be stored here for audit purposes. And yeah, like you said, once you're done and you're happy with the data and like how we're showing all the information, you have options to just export it as a PDF, which means you're really happy and you can just send it through, or a document or an Excel to work more on it. But this has really taken that 80% of report making and condensed it into, let's say, 5 clicks, which is really important.
And also, I really like the approach that, as a team, Carlos as well took to really understand the needs of the customers to build this. They understood not only from our customer support team, but from clients of why are we, exporting this in the first place, and what was missing is that there is a lot of elements people want to change and collaborate and add things in terms of strategy. They can do it with the real data behind it.
Exactly. In terms of evidence as to why this is the best way to do it is because you guys said this is the best way to do it. So you are the experts, and we have heard you guys through and through, and this is what clients are happy now about.
Perfect. Awesome. The one thing that we also done in this sprint was, we always add a bit of time to work out, on NetNada AI and Netty. One super cool was how we were receiving responses. Before, it was very text heavy on information that should be a table or have different formats.
That's right.
So I know that the team worked on clean responses, which is fantastic. And we can show you an example of what it looks like from even a previous chat, maybe that's already open.
Yeah.
That something that should be a table should be received as a table, as an example. And before, people getting overwhelmed with just a block of text. And the fact you can copy that table straight away or download it makes it really useful for quick Slack messages to the team. Someone from finance asked me a question, I asked a query, and I send it back to them straight away.
It's really, really versatile. And like you said, it's always a continuous update. We try to improve Netty more and more and make Netty more smart, and making a decision of how to show the data is also something that Netty does on its own, and it's really cool that we have this now.
Between now we have the new chats, Netty as a widget that we can talk at any point. Netty is also aware of your context or which page you are and its structured responses. I think over the past month and a half, it's been a lot of improvements from the team, which is awesome.
A lot of agentic updates, yes.
And then we also spent a bit of time as a team, because of our built environment clients, on waste and analytics and dashboards. So you've added things like being able to take different types of waste as well for calculations. You've also changed a bit of the dashboards and what was available, if I'm not mistaken. And the goal here is that we understand that the goal is this emissions report, but to change how we do emissions, we need to understand the underlying data.
Exactly.
And giving users the option of deep diving into electricity, deep diving into renewables, deep diving into waste.
Yeah.
It's super important, and it takes effort to make the visualization easy and insightful.
Yeah, so there was a lot of decisions on improving the UI and the way we show data. Waste is a really good example because there is so many categories and there are so many, data in general for waste is complex. And if you don't think too much about it, then it's easy to lose track and easy to have a very complex chart or a line graph at the end of the day. And that's what we did before. And we realized that it's not adding more context, it's adding more confusion. And that's why we had this revamp where now there is a much better way for you to look at your data and really understand it at a glance and And for you to be doing something like that on such complex data like waste is like a huge milestone.
One thing as well that I like, and I think Stanchit worked a lot on this, is figuring out, diversion rates, total waste, being able to also filter by facilities, but also, and I think in the next sprints we'll work on it, is if your categories of waste don't exactly match the emission factors of what's available, how can it be ingested to really facilitate how either you add data into NetNada or we use one of our templates to go and produce that data and bring it back.
Exactly. So it's not just about you uploading the data. We also do analytics, we do cleaning for it, and then we really make sure that the data is ready for reporting.
And the fact that waste might be in volumes, might be in weight, so we have to convert with densities, find the emission factors. There's a different chain of calculations that need to be done before producing those insights.
Exactly. So a lot of decisions went in, and it's going to go in.
So quick update from us this month. Again, with any questions, feel free to reach out. Bala and the team, really happy to kind of answer any questions when it comes to why we build what we build, and of course make your requests. And if you have any questions on why we're doing what we're doing and why we're prioritizing certain features, just feel free to reach out. We're trying to make life easier for every sustainability manager. Anything else from you?
No, I mean, you said it all.
Yeah. See you in 2 weeks.